Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. And once again, I'm out and about. It's a roving alfresco video. Because, why? What's happened? Predator Badlands trailer, the teaser trailer dropped today. While I was in here, over there, conversing, having fun. And the trailer dropped. And normally, people let me know, have you seen the teaser for this, the teaser for that? Well, it just popped up on my phone on the news feed. The news feed! It said like, Predator Badlands, director Dan Trachtenberg. Yes, a film I've been way looking forward to. Dan Trachtenberg did Prey a few years ago. He's got the animated version coming out, not of Prey, but it's Killer of Killers, Predator Killer of Killers, and an animated anthology version, which I've discussed before. That's coming out soon. But November this year, we have Prey Badlands. And this is the live action movie. And the trailer, teaser, let's get it right. A teaser is not a trailer. A teaser just gives little snippets and things and elements to get you excited. Then the trailer will always try to give you a bit of a story, a bit of a linear chronology of events and characters. But we got the teaser, and yeah, wow! I was dead excited by it. I've watched it now about 6 or 7 times in here, in the boozer. Yeah, not the most exciting at the moment, but it was busy before, and we know from this that the Pred, as I've been banging on about for so many years now, we want to see a Predator movie where the Pred is the hero. You don't want to see him get killed. He's he's the bastard, and you've got a small team of individuals, be they special forces, be they whoever. They get picked off one by one. Got to fight back, and suddenly they win the day. Well, that's boring. We've done that a million times. So, what's this version then? As I've been banging on about, let's have a Predator who's a good guy. We root for him. And now, Trachtenberg has done that. So, we're still not totally savvy with the story of this. He is on some planet somewhere, and he will encounter a female android. And is it Ellie Fanning playing it? I can't remember now. And she obviously will side with him, by the looks of things, sides with him. And he's fighting all sorts of alien enemies and maybe a huge sort of clan of cultists. I don't know. The teaser promises so much. And it looks exciting. It's, action-packed, quite clearly. There's a great shot of something, the Pred's dropship maybe, speeding across a desert landscape. Kind of looked a bit like, this is a bad reference, I know, but Phantom Menace, But that still looked good though, coming across a long desert landscape with the dust plumes behind it. So you got that. You've got some kind of thing that looks like it's like a Game of Thrones. What are they called? The frozen cold ones up north of the wall. I forgot what they're called now. Who cares? And you've got that, and it's got like sort of frosted, sort of like a spire on a throne. So you've got this element. You've got a scene, a gang of thugs with like, they've got laser lights on. They're going into an urban environment. You can't kill what can't be killed, or something like that. There's some quotes there. And I'm doing this totally impromptu, by the way. I would normally have run back home and put it on, and I'd be sitting in the corner of the screen watching the video, watching the teaser. But I thought, no, I'll get a reaction out right now. And I do like it, except for one thing. Here we go, folks, here we go. Bloody hell. This Pred is meant to be sympathetic. We're meant to side with him, right? Okay, that's fine, of course. Why have they made him so super human looking? Because he does look human. More human than any Predator you've ever seen before. In any of the movies, the original movies, the AVP stuff, he is very humanistic looking. I get why they're doing that. I understand it. It makes sense because you want the audience, the general audience, to sympathise with him. If he was a slimy, horrible, dreadlocked, alien, mandible, crazy, horrible thing, well, the general population of cinema goers are going to be like, "Oh, I don't like him. No, I don't like him." So they've made him super lean. The dreads are really sort of slicked back. We're not massively talking Rastafarian here. They are slicked back. It's kind of cool the way he looks, hair-wise. But his face is very human, and you see him in you see him running about, and you see him slicing tentacles of something. You see him face off against something which is a lot of somethings here, isn't there? Something very large and hairy and shaggy, and with big stomping feet coming towards him. And then he does the and I must admit, I hate this. You must all be sort of sick to death of this trope now of whatever it is. When the first Pred in Predator took the mask off and then went, "Ugly motherfucker." Well, he didn't say that, but Arnie says that, and it goes, and its mandibles come out like that. Was amazing. And of course, every single film we've seen since then has the monster, whether it be practical effects or CG effects. It just goes, I think, even when you've had Jeffrey Rush in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he ran everywhere, and he'd go at the camera. What the hell was that for? It's just like it's become a cinematic Hollywood trope to have the bad guy, the demon, the beast, just roar for no reason at all, And this motherfucker does it in this trailer as well, this teaser. This big hairy beast comes toward him, and whether it's the same scene, because you never can tell with the teaser, it's all cut together, and to give ultimate impetude and excitement. And he just goes, and he's got a very humanistic face, and then suddenly the mandibles come out. And the horrible thing is, in the teaser, it's purely CG. The transition is CG, and it looks fucking god awful. Now, okay, that's a teaser. We know damn well they'll change everything between now and the film coming out. So it won't be a lazy ass fucking CG transition. It'll look a lot smoother than that, a lot cleaner, a lot more organic, perhaps. I mean, God, there shouldn't be lazy CGI these days. You can do anything now, can't you? And make it seamless transitions. For those of you who are worried, Kilt-Man's drunk all his whiskey. Oh no, he hasn't. He has one in reserve. Always have one in reserve, is what I say. But it does look interesting. In fact, almost great. I was excited watching the teaser. I was genuinely excited. So you've got elements there you've not seen in a Predator movie thus far. And the fact that he's more humanistic looking, I think they've done this. And I'll discuss it more in depth later when I'm more coherent perhaps. But quite clearly, to have, I forget the guy's name who's playing the Predator. He's called Dak. The Predator's he's got a name, he's called Dak. And isn't it the first time we've got a Predator with a name? He's called Dak. We're going to get to know this guy. And what's going to happen is what you see him running and sprinting through, the jungle and the environment or whatever the alien planet is. And he's fighting these tentacles and he's squaring off. It's clearly very animalistic and very human. There's a guy playing that. You cast your mind back to Predator. the original Predator, Arnie Schwarzenegger, and Kevin Peter Hall, all 7'4" of him or whatever he was, like playing the Pred, not Jean-Claude Van Damme. Can you imagine if we got that? Van Damme must be smarting over this. He must still be saying like, oh, I can come back. I can still do some of the moves. You know, his big, massive scissor kick. You know, like the Pred can do that. But they made him a lobster, a big bipedal lobster in Predator. Oh. And then obviously replaced him because it didn't work. But Kevin Peter Hall was still a guy in a suit, and he put mannerisms and nuance into his performance. Little facial expressions, even through the mask, and just looking and stroking foliage and maybe spikes and things. Like, he knew what he was doing, and the camera caught every element of that. So it made the Predator a personality, a genuine personality. And then we've had so many more Preds. We've been the Wolf Pred looks great. You know, there's so many great versions of the Predator. But they've all gone bigger and bolder. Dan Trachtenberg with Prey, stripped it down to the feral. I did not like the look of the feral. The teasers, I was wowed by. I thought, this weight difference. But when I saw it finally in the movie, and don't get me wrong, I love Prey. I think Prey's brilliant, and I've done loads for Prey and Predator. I've done loads, you know, for the Oucher, and I loved Prey, and I thought he was great as a Predator, but his face was a bit lacking, his stature was a bit lacking, but I understood why they were doing that. He was like either a younger or certainly a novice hunter, a novice predator. So it kind of worked out in that way. Now this guy, you can clearly see. I'll put the link to the trailer below so you can watch it, and then we'll do a full discussion on it later on. Like this is just my immediate, slightly drunken-ish reaction. But I like what I saw, but very clearly they've gone with he's got to be the hero. We've got to have audiences admiring him and loving him and being on side with him. So he's got to look more like us. So they've made him super. I couldn't play him. His face is chiseled in, and when you see him running, it's clearly a muscle-bound guy for real running through an environment. Look, I don't want to say that I'm knocking this. I'm not knocking it at all. I'm way looking forward to it. I love the idea. I've always touted this idea of let's have the Predator survive a movie, but let's have him be the hero. And the version that I touted many years ago about being stuck on another planet and his ship, he's been ejected, all his ship's crash landed, he loses all his tech and it goes back to first blood levels. He's got to live off the land, live off his senses, you know, his instincts. He's got to learn and use those against an incredibly hostile alien force which is bigger and more aggressive than him. And I thought that'd be great. Well, that looks like we could be getting certainly something like that. Copyright, I'm sure I should have some kind of a name in the credits for this one. But it is what it is. But anyway, I'll be back with more about this because it's exciting news without a doubt. I do love it. I does. Predator kicks ass. It's the major sci-fi horror franchise which I have more invested interest in. Alien and Aliens and whole xenomorphic universe is utterly fantastic, but I've been disillusioned so much by it. Predator came back with Prey, and that worked for me. And in Dan Trachtenberg, I do trust, and with the animated version coming out as well, so he's nailing it. He's gone for it. animated anthology movie, and I'm going to do a live action movie, and they're done, and they're coming out. So, you know, wow, Alien, yeah, you've got Alien Air and all that malarkey. I already can't make my mind up on this, but we'll see. Anyway, my big fat John Wayne saddlebag face is looking a bit. Ooh, I've gone across the Montana plains. I've been all over, you know, fighting Apache, fighting the Navajo, fighting everybody, and like me cheeks are sore, my saddlebags are chafed, and I've still got that to go through. So, folks, in the meantime, and it's ever like predatorial in between time, please keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all. Rounding houses and later. But do let me know below what you think right now. I mean, look at this. Look, I'm flanked by Reds legends, and I think if I go like that, there should be. Yeah, there you go. We're winning Premiership, of course we are. There's no two ways about it. They've got it in the bag. Oh fuck no! But Predator Badlands. Nice title, nice look, and it does tease a lot of things. Which, who's the guy? There's almost a guy with a lightsaber. There's something bizarre about the whole. There is a character there with like sort of bizarre sort of. You know, maybe he's got like. See you later. He's got like shining white afros things off his head, you know, dreadlocks. I don't know. What I do know is I've still got this. So, folks, anyway. I've got to get off in a minute. Ta-ra a bit.